We're going to talk about Taylor Swift.
Let me just say, if you're a Swiftie and you're watching this, thank you for being here. This is going to be fascinating. You'll want to stick around to the end. But we are covering the firestorm, the perfect firestorm, according to some, of the Taylor Swift album drop that has 96, probably even more at this point, probably 100 plus brands changing their logo, changing their social media profile pics to the glittery orange that is Taylor Swift's new album. Here, I've got a little quote, Mike. This is going to start us off. So this is from Maruna Dragomir. She's the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer at content collaboration platform Planable. This is what she said about it. For brands, this is a masterclass in reactive marketing. How to participate authentically whilst using systems that allow for speed without sacrificing brand integrity. So I just want to get your gut reaction to that quote, Mike.
That quote?
Yes.
Marketing jargon 101. That's my first response.
There were two words in there that I don't know if I agree with. So authentically and brand integrity. I don't know.
There's nothing about this that's authentic or about brand integrity. This is brand saying there's a big audience out there who loves Taylor Swift or who will listen to things that have to do with her, like are just paying attention to the Taylor Swift story, even if they're not like diehard, Swiftie fans. And I think they went, we can leverage this. We can put orange and sparkles on all of our social profiles and in our ads, and we'll be able to attach ourselves to this movement, right?
Yeah.
And at some level, that's a okay marketing tactic as long as you understand that it's here today and gone tomorrow, right? This is not something that any brand should leverage for their entire brand and all of their identity. If you want to have some fun with it, I saw a Popeyes ad and I was like, that's fine. It's kind of fun. And they're attaching themselves to a movement. I mean, this is really no different than a brand saying hey, we're going to sponsor the Olympics, right? It's this cultural worldwide movement for 2 weeks. Everyone's paying attention to the Olympics and all the kind of celebrity athletes that come with that everyone knows. And then all those athletes get put in all these commercials. What's fascinating to me, though, is that this is the inverse of celebrity marketing, which is instead of going and paying Taylor Swift tons and tons of money to get her to sponsor your brand, you're using Taylor Swift's brand to market your own brand. And in the process, you're creating tons of marketing for Taylor Swift and her new album. From a Taylor Swift marketing standpoint, this is absolutely phenomenal. How do you get more free PR? And I'm assuming some of these are paid. I'm going to bet there's a handful that were at the beginning that, the Taylor Swift team worked out a sponsorship deal or a paid deal and got some brands to jump on board. But I think the rest just saw the bandwagon and just ran with it. So just fascinating story of marketing. But no, there's nothing authentic about it. Do you think as you said earlier, is FedEx a bunch of Swifties? There might be a handful there, right?
Are you saying this is pandering, Mike?
It's total pandering. And I think that's the next layer where I go, I'm curious how many of these brands counted the cost. Because I have a feeling at some point when a movement like this kind of hits the corporate zeitgeist, right, where corporations just jump on something without really thinking about it, the people they're trying to reach, so the fans of Taylor Swift, are gonna probably sniff this out for what it is, which is a total gimmick that probably doesn't actually mean anything to them. And it's why would I support your brand over any other? I think, it's often people who attach themselves to artists earlier when it's still risky and cool. And you go, that brand actually cares about that artist or about that movement. And they have invested for a long time when it wasn't cool, when it wasn't getting them a lot of attention. And now it's working for them because that movement is getting more attention. But I think we've moved way beyond that with Taylor Swift. Like, any brand who's attaching themselves to Taylor Swift is not getting automatic points with Swifties, in my very limited opinion, as a non-Swiftie. So maybe I'm wrong. Swifties, tell me.
I think you're onto something. I want to give Taylor Swift's fan base a lot of credit. I actually think it's a smart fan base, and it's a fiercely loyal fan base. I think it's a protective fan base, and I think they actually, like you said, there have been instances where they're quick to call out like, that nice try, you just tried to get money from Taylor Swift fans, we're not doing it. And it's backfired, and it's just a cash grab. And I actually think her fan base, that it's probably happened so often for them that they're just like, no.
And the more it happens, right? So for every brand that jumps on this, that's later and later in the progression, the less and less value putting out your affiliation with Taylor Swift or with this idea, this movement, really like does anything for you. Like, at some point, it's like, if every chicken restaurant on the planet does this, it doesn't hold any more value for any of them. And this is where, like, there's actually an opportunity for someone here to zag when everyone else is zigging, right? And to be like, we're doing black, you know, or like just own some other like reverse angle on this and be like, Taylor Swift's the worst or something. I don't know. That'd be hilarious. Down with Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Well, that's a good, Mike. That's a good point. You know, I'm trying to think of a brand that would be like their customer base would be like anti Taylor Swift. Maybe like Harley Davidson. Maybe bunch of motorcycle dudes.
I think that's the hard part in this specific case. Is like, there's nothing really like. I'm sure someone out there. I know people who are like, I don't like Taylor Swift. I don't like certain things she does. I don't like the music. I don't like the lyrics or whatever. They find something that's wrong with it, but it's not like really political. It's not really like some like major moral issue for most people. It's just like, you either like it or you don't. Yeah. And that's kind of pop culture for you. And I think the Swift movement has gotten to this point where it's like, what am I really like agreeing to anyway? Like, it doesn't, like, I'm a brand. If I put orange on my thing, I'm just kind of having fun, and I'm attaching myself to a musician. Like that's it. A musical artist, a pop culture. I mean, I think at some level, like, this one's easy to just kind of say, let's try it, whatever, no big deal. It was like, I think when Oreo did like, when the Super Bowl, like the lights went out during the Super Bowl and they captured that in their social, and it was like, what does that have to do with Oreo? Nothing, but it was interesting and kind of fun and captured the moment for Oreo and for the Super Bowl. But this is like, who cares? Like, nobody's anti Taylor Swift. Like, even at Harley Davidson, it's like, I think just not doing it is enough. Right? If you're just not into the thing. Yeah. I mean, someone could leverage it, but in the same way, that probably wouldn't be totally authentic.
So Mike, I have a question for you. I got a question for you. Do you think this move, which was at least in some part coordinated by Swift and her marketing team?
It had to be. It had.
Great. Excellent idea for her.
Yeah.
You think we're going to start seeing more things like this in kind of the marketing and branding world?
I hope not. So part of why I think this worked is because the Taylor Swift brand is so strong. Yeah. Right? That there's such like a diehard following of her, and it's so wide, and it hits a lot of core demographics that a lot of brands are going after. Yep. Like moms and their kids, right? Like, that's what they're kind of going for, and that is like the heart of most retail marketing is that audience, right? But to see that replicated, like, you know, I'm trying to think of like another pop culture icon we've even seen in like the last 20 or 30 years who could pull something like this off. I mean, I think really like the last artist I can think of would be maybe like a Michael Jackson, or maybe like if you want to go way back, the Beatles, right? Like Beatlemania in the 60s in the United States. And that was a different time where brands just didn't think about things like how they align themselves with pop culture and celebrities.
Well,
the
and
way
you
they do
didn't,
today.
yeah, and you didn't have social media. I mean, this is largely, there's a lot of
It's social.
social media stuff. Yeah.
Which to be honest, like you can kind of have some fun and play with things in a social realm, right? Like if you want to try something new, try something different, play with a movement, play with some pop culture trend. Social is very like low risk because it's like, oh, we got a little bit of backlash. Great. Like, don't do it again. And that tweet's gone. That, Facebook post is gone. Nobody's going to resurrecting those things.
Yeah.
Till you run for office and then they'll find them all. But,
Oh no.
But it's just like, yeah. So it's like at one level, it's like brands are just having fun and they're trying stuff. And I kind of don't fault them for that. But on the other end, I'm like, can this be repeated? I don't know. I mean, we've seen other movements that brands have jumped on, right?
Yeah.
Movements, I think, that are a lot more polarizing and maybe more risky. And so maybe there is an opportunity here for brands to kind of say, hey, maybe there's movements we've been missing out on that are more accepting or more like unified across, a demographic of people that we're really trying to reach, rather than trying to pick polarizing movements. Like at one level, I'm like, I kind of don't mind this. Like this is better than a lot of the political stuff that we've been dealing with for the last like 10 years that brands have kind of gotten caught up in.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, maybe we go find some more like kind of pop culture things. I question whether or not there's these unifying pop culture icons like Taylor Swift. We don't live in a world that unifies people anymore. Even just our media and entertainment is so fractured. And people self-select into very like niche things that they're interested in, that I think it's hard for brands to even find something like this. And maybe that's another testament to why this has gone so viral with so many brands, is they're desperate for these big cultural moments that everyone kind of latches onto and says, oh, this is kind of a fun thing. It's like, we've talked about this before, but like the Olympics, right? Or the Super Bowl, there's not a whole lot of these moments anymore.
Yeah. Because
everything is just so fractured.
Yep.
So I think, will we see more? I think we will if there are trends and moments and movements that are unifying like this. But I don't have a lot of hope that we're going to see a lot more of those.
Yeah.
That's my pessimistic answer. Now, I think there's a whole nother layer to this, which is good job, Taylor Swift team. Like, amazing marketing. Like, if they pulled this off without working deals on the back end to get brands to like go orange and sparkly, I mean, absolutely brilliant. I have to imagine they did. So also brilliant, strategically brilliant. And just what a fantastic lesson in how to do PR.
Yeah.
Which is, you've already built the movement. You've built this diehard fan base. So, hey, brands, pay attention. Build a diehard fan base. Like people who really love everything you do, and then extend that to partners.
Yeah.
Get them excited about your fan base. And I think that part of this means you need to not care about owning your fan base. Taylor Swift is not out there trying to like get everybody to join some membership program where it's exclusive to her. Like fans can like other music. They can like other pop artists, right?
They can watch the NFL. Oh wait, that doesn't work anymore.
So, that's such a great like case study in you as brands. It's a lot harder when you don't create culture, right? Taylor Swift is creating culture with her music and with her shows and all the stuff that she does. But if you can go find partners, go find celebrities. This is why like Nike's strategy with like celebrity athletes, big name athletes is so smart, because they understand that those athletes come with fan bases built in, or will be when that athlete, gets far enough along in their career, because they're so talented. It's like they got Michael Jordan early. And there's some misses, like Nike missed out on Steph Curry. And man, like as a basketball guy, that loves the NBA, like huge whiff for them.
Yep.
They could have had the top 2 names for the last 15 years in LeBron and Steph Curry, and they didn't do it because they didn't believe in Steph Curry, which was total epic fail on their part. But we're getting way off topic now.
Yeah.
But bringing it back, so Taylor Swift movements, like there's a whole case study here just on that. How to release an album. So like, hey, when you release a product, this is great PR. There's some really good lessons in here for brands to take from Taylor Swift. There's obviously, I think, some anti-lessons when it comes to like, how do you latch yourself onto a movement? We'll see. I'm very curious to see if this actually wins out economically, financially for a lot of these brands. Maybe. Yeah. I'm kind of 50-50 on this, but I think a lot of them are going to spend some time doing this and they're not going to see a whole lot of return, because I'm like, who's switching to FedEx because of Taylor Swift? I got to be honest. Like, I just don't see it. Maybe Popeyes. Okay, Popeyes. People are going to go buy a bunch of fried chicken tonight. Okay.